Alright guys, in today's video we are going to go over the brand new SSR Plus unit, Healing Flame Yihwa, and we're pretty much going to talk about whether or not she is worth the investment. So let's not waste any time and let's go ahead and hop right into the video. So Healing Flame Yihwa is a support unit and her damage type is magic and she is a wave controller. So let's go ahead and take a look at her kit. So for her passive, Life Flame, says gains 1 life flame at the start of the battle, then gains another every 20 seconds, can own up to 3. When an ally excluding the caster and summon beast receives damage that would decrease their HP below 5%, consumes 1 life flame to recover the target's HP by 30% of the caster's max HP. Upon taking fatal damage for the first time, revives in an invincible state for 4 seconds and recovers all allies' HP by 15% of the caster's max HP every second. So what her passive is basically she has these things called life flames and she can own up to 3 life flames. And the way that she is going to get a life flame is it says every 20 seconds. So every 20 seconds she's pretty much going to gain 1 life flame. The amount of time it takes for her to get 1 life flame in her passive is a very long, like it takes way too long. And when we continue, it says when an ally excluding the caster and summon beast receives damage. So it says that it would decrease their HP below 5%, consumes 1 life flame to recover the target's HP by 30% of Yihwa's max HP. So she's pretty much healing, and when she's taking fatal damage, she's pretty much going to revive and be in invincible state for 4 seconds, and then she's also going to recover all allies' HP by 50% of her max HP every second. So that's her passive. Now we move on to her active skill, Protection Flame. So she's pretty much going to create Protection Flame for all allies, recovering 50% of the caster's max HP for 6 seconds. Also deals 225% of attack as damage every second to enemies near the Protection Flame. So for this active skill, she is pretty much dealing damage over time. The way that she's dealing damage over time is that whenever an ally is pretty much fighting an enemy, or whenever an enemy is near an ally, one of your allies, if they have Protection Flame, they're going to receive 225% of attack as damage every second. So she's pretty much like a sub DPS unit with this active skill, because the more copies you do get on her, the more damage she can deal with Protection Flame. Now for her next active skill, Enhancing Flame, says recovers HP of the ally with the lowest HP percentage by 75% of the caster's max HP and increases defense by 70% for 10 seconds. Grants status effect immunity to the ally with the highest HP percentage and increases their attack by 75% for 10 seconds. So she's pretty much doing 2 things at once here. So if an ally has low HP, if their HP is the lowest in the team, she's going to recover their max HP. She's also going to increase their defense by 70%. But if an ally has the highest HP percentage, she's going to increase that ally's attack by 75%. I'm pretty sure when you max her out, it is pretty much going to be, I think, 100%. So that is a huge attack buff for the ally with the highest attack. Now, when we move on to her special move, Surging Flame, it says teleports to the rear of an ally while having status effect immunity, generating a massive wave of fire to remove all enemies' buffs and knocking them back for 3 seconds. Decreases energy of enemies hit by the wave of fire by 300 and additionally decreases energy by 50 for each buff removed by the caster. Also recovers HP of all allies by 750% of attack and generates Protection Flame for 6 seconds. Gains 1 life flame upon using special move. So her special move, she is pretty much going to have huge AoE energy decrease, which is going to be very good because you're technically shutting down the enemy's ultimate. They can't use their special move. So this literally increases your team survivability, and she also does insane healing with this special move as well, because it also scales off of attack. 750%, that's a lot of healing. Now when we take a look at her exclusive equipment, it's actually pretty good. So for level 1, the duration of all effects by Enhancing Flame increases by 5 seconds. So the skill where she's pretty much increasing the ally with the highest HP, she's pretty much increasing their attack, and the ally with the lowest HP, she's increasing their HP and defense. the duration of those two buffs will increase by 5 seconds. And then for level 2, the target's defense increases by 80% while Protection Flame is active. So this is going to be very good for units like Endorsi, who pretty much benefit off of defense. So this is going to make tank units a lot more tankier. Now for her level 3, it says gains 1 additional life flame at the start of the battle. So she's basically getting 2 life flames as soon as you enter battle, which is really good because the amount of time it takes for her to get a life flame in her passive is really long. But the good thing is for her special move, she can get 1 life flame when she activates her special move. And then for level 4, it says recovers 500 energy when revived by life flame. So when she receives fatal damage and while she's reviving herself, she's also going to recover 500 energy, which is going to allow her to use her ultimate, and she can get that additional, she can pretty much heal the whole team, and she can pretty much get another stack of life flame. So I would highly recommend you guys to literally go level 4 for Yihwa because you definitely want to get that additional life flame, you want to get the defense increase, you want to increase the duration of enhancing flame, and you also want her to get that 500 energy so that she can use her ultimate immediately. So after going over her kit, I will say a great ignition weapon for her would be Runda, because Runda is going to give her additional max HP. It's going to give her 20% max HP, and then the 4-piece set effect is going to pretty much allow her to give the unit who's on the same row as her a barrier. And another good way to build her with ignition weapon would be 2-piece Runda, which is max HP increase, and you can go 2-piece. If I come over here, you can do 2-piece Doris because Doris will increase her swiftness. So using 2-piece max HP and 2-piece Doris with the swiftness buff is actually pretty decent, but I would rather go for full Runda. It depends on what you want to do. Now the best substats for this unit is going to be HP. HP is pretty much going to allow her to heal a lot more. Attack as well. Attack is going to pretty much allow her to heal a lot when she's using her ultimate. And then getting some defense, not bad. She's not really, a tank unit, so defense isn't really that important on her. Crit rate, crit damage, not really important. Getting a lot of evasion is really good. And of course, getting some good accuracy on her is very nice because that one ability where she can pretty much do damage over time. If you have a lot of copies on her, she can do some pretty good damage with that damage over time. So getting some good accuracy on her is not a bad idea. Swiftness, you also want to get some good swiftness. Magic and physical resistance, really important because you want her to survive. Magic and physical pierce doesn't matter because she's not a DPS unit. Getting some life steal is also pretty good, and that's pretty much it. So those are literally the top stats when it comes to Healing Flame Yihwa. For her slot 4, you want to get some magic resistance, and then for her slot 5, you want to get physical resistance. It doesn't matter, which one you get for a slot. Doesn't matter as long as it's physical and magic resistance. That's all that matters. And of course, the substats can be HP, attack, physical, and magic resistance, or you can get some evasion and accuracy. Now, when it comes to team comps with this character, well, I'm not going to recommend you guys one specific team comp because Yihwa, she literally works in pretty much every single team because her job is to literally make sure that the team stays alive. Her job is to heal the team. Her job is to pretty much buff allies, give additional defense and additional attack, and that's literally it. That's her main job. So as long as she can do that, she can pretty much work in any single team comp. And the best thing about her is the fact that none of her her passive and her active skills or her special move, it doesn't restrict her into just one specific element, because most passives in this game, they always lock that unit in a specific element. Like let's say for example, for her passive, if it said if you're using Yihwa in green element, she's going to receive 50% additional HP or 50% additional attack. If that was the case, then of course the best team for her would be green element. But the fact that her kit literally works for anybody, it pretty much makes her a universal unit. So for floor 41, stage 55, I used purple team comp. So we'll go ahead and take a look at the stats. So I pretty much replaced Kaseya and I put in Yihwa so that we can pretty much heal. And I'm going to play replay for you guys. The thing that's so good about this character is the fact that she is a universal support unit. She's literally like she's kind of similar to Evan. The fact that she heals only pretty much allows her to be used in multiple team comps. So just take a look at everyone's survivability. Of course, some people will die, but the fact that I have, you know, no assassin unit and we are still clearing this. So Hayera died right there, which is totally fine. But just look at this healing. Look at the healing. Vargarv just being completely immortal as usual. And Joaquin still alive. And then once Dadazahar dies, he does his ultimate, and everyone still alive. And of course, she activates the revive. So this unit is just very, very good, especially for free-to-play players who are trying to summon for a unit that doesn't need a lot of investment. She definitely does her job when it comes to healing allies and making sure that team pretty much stays alive. Like 7 billion healing is no joke. Like that is very, very good for a healing unit. And to prove my point even more, even in light element team comp, I pretty much replaced Evan and I put Yihwa in, and the team was able to stay alive. Nobody died. So that's actually really good because Evan is a very good, support unit for light element. But I will say that for Evan, the only thing that you're pretty much relying on when it comes to Evan is his special move. Other than that, he's not really doing too much except for, healing, giving energy, and doing a 6-second immortality. Besides that, he's not really doing much. But for Yihwa, insane healing, giving, the ally with the lowest HP additional defense, giving the ally with the highest HP additional attack, keep an entire team alive, reviving her own self, and when she revives herself, she heals everyone while she's reviving herself, plus she has damage over time. There's just so many things that this unit can do, and it's really, really valuable, especially, if you have multiple team comps, because if you are a beginner player, if you're new to this game, the more floors you progress, when I exit out right here and I click proceed to next adventure, you're going to need multiple team comps. So let this load up just a little bit. Here it is. So for this stage right here, I need 4 team comps in order for me to progress to the next stage. So I feel like that's very, valuable for Yihwa, because let's say that one team is struggling, and if you haven't used Yihwa at all, you can pretty much put in Yihwa, swap Yihwa in that team, and she'll pretty much keep everybody alive. So this unit, very, very awesome. Pretty much works in every single team comp that you can think of. So overall, how many copies do you need on her in order for her to work? Well, you don't really need a lot of copies on this unit. She works perfectly fine with no copies. You literally get her for free. I'll say that she works fine with 3 green stars, 2 green stars, 3 blue stars, 2 blue stars. Doesn't matter. She is good no matter what. Of course, if you want to increase her performance, getting more copies on her will make her pretty much heal the team a lot more. And on top of that, she can deal a lot more damage. But it's not a requirement. She can do her job perfectly fine with low investment. So I will argue that she is literally the best healer in the whole game. The fact that she can keep the entire team alive, plus she can keep units who pretty much have terrible survivability. Like I've seen her keep Shalil. Like Shalil's survivability is terrible, and the fact that she's able to keep that unit alive, she's able to keep Compressed Rack alive, Yihwa alive. Like she can literally keep everybody alive, which is really, really good overall. So highly recommend you guys to definitely not summon for this unit, but I definitely recommend you guys to invest in this unit by building her and using her, because she can pretty much work in multiple team comps. So hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't. I really appreciate it, and I'll be catching you guys on the next one. Peace.